So when it comes to mastery of your lifestyle and of your life in general, it really comes down to mastering the art of relating and mastering the art of relationships. And the reason why it comes down to this is because the foundation of life as a human being is relationship. You know, we come into this world through relationship, through the relationship with our mother. You know, we're born through a woman, you know, through our mother, right? We come into this world through relationship. We're created through a man and a woman coming together, relationship. Every relationship is the very foundation of life and the human experience. And I think when we distance ourselves from this truth, we begin to suffer, and the quality of our life goes down, very much so. But when we recognize this truth and we commit to mastering the art of relating, mastering our relationships and improving the quality of our relationships, looking deeply into how can we improve the quality of our relationships, then the quality of our entire life starts to go up. But the problem is, most people don't really know how to connect with other people. There's this weird, like, taboo around it in general, unless maybe you meet through your social circle or whatever. But say you see somebody on the street, you're like, oh, that person looks cool, they look interesting, I want to go introduce myself. It's weird, man. Like, it's weird. And it's like, everybody wants to connect. You know, everybody wants cool people to hang out with and connect with and have fun with. But people don't know how to go about it. It's like this weird taboo thing, especially now. Like, especially now. It's bizarre. It's crazy. Like, it used to be bad, and now it's just, you know, unfathomably bad. It's crazy. And I don't want to be overly pessimistic or anything, but it's crazy. It's like, I have no other way to express it. But I think we can come out of this. I do, and I think we can come out better, and I think we can come out more connected. But we really got to commit to this process and this journey and mastering this part of our lives. And so it's like, for example, when it comes to men and women, it's like, men, of course, want to go and talk to and approach attractive women. And so they have this desire. A part of them wants to go talk to her, but then a part of them is afraid of, you know, the social pressure and the judgment and getting rejected and feeling worse than they do right now. You know, there's a potential they could feel better and it could go great. There's also potential they could feel worse, and it's that fear that holds them back, right? And it's also this lack of practice with socializing and knowing how to connect with somebody and how to make it comfortable and how to make it easy. Most people don't know how to do that because we don't practice. It's like, if you have momentum going in a certain direction, if you have a momentum going in the direction of being isolated and disconnected and not connecting with people, then it becomes more difficult to do it. But if you can get momentum going in the direction of connecting with people, then it becomes easier to do it, and it's natural and it's super easy. So we gotta work on that. We gotta get that momentum going. And same thing for women. They want a cool guy to come and talk to them. Like, single women, of course. They want cool guys to approach them. It feels good. Even if it doesn't necessarily lead anywhere in terms of like a relationship or any kind of like romance, it still feels good to just connect with someone, to just get attention, right? Even validation, like, it feels good. We all want that. We all, in a sense, need it. We need to be validated and appreciated and have attention given to us. Like, why the fuck not? Like, it's crazy that people assume like, oh, it's wrong to want attention and validation, and it's wrong to want to like talk to people and approach. Like, it's the most bizarre thing I could ever imagine, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's insane. It's insane. But so it's like they want cool guys, and women want cool guys to talk to them. The problem is they often have negative experiences with guys talking to them. Guys can be weird and creepy. They're also afraid of rejection. They're afraid of judgment, right? There's all these different fears and apprehensions, you know, and obviously a man is physically stronger and could overpower them. Like, there's scary things, but they, at the same time, they want to be approached. There's this inner conflict happening with both men and women, right? And this inner conflict is what's creating issues and people connecting. And it's like we're all just torn up inside, and it creates this kind of like hellish reality. So how do we heal and resolve that inner conflict? Well, we need to start recognizing it. You know, recognizing that we are having this inner conflict. And we have to come to terms with it. We have to bring awareness to it. Most people aren't even like aware that they're experiencing this inner conflict. So we need to bring awareness to it and then recognize the different programs we're running and the different parts of us that are conflicting. And so when we can work with these different parts that are creating inner conflict, get them all on the same page, then we can go out and, you know, effectively navigate reality in the way that we consciously choose without having all this resistance and internal conflict. And then this internal conflict results in external conflict and issues with people in terms of relationships. And this happens on a small scale with just, you know, close relationships and people in your environment. It happens on a large scale between races and nations and large groups of people coming into conflict because we don't know how to properly relate. We don't know how to communicate in a way that is peaceful, loving, compassionate, non-violent, right? This is why it's so important to study things like non-violent communication. It's so important to do things like parts work, for example. There's a branch of therapy called internal family systems, and you work with different sub-personalities or programs running in the subconscious that create inner conflict, right? This is where a lot of this inner conflict stems from. And a lot of it as well stems from different traumas that we experience in childhood. And so we're afraid to connect with people, where we fear relationships because we've been wounded and hurt by relationships. And so we have wounded parts or aspects in our psyche. We have to deal with that. We have to resolve that. We have to address it and bring awareness to it, right? There's all these different components. And then there comes the capacity to just do the thing, you know? Like, you want to connect with people, then you gotta take action and put yourself out there. You gotta do the thing. And I understand this can be difficult with that inner conflict, which is why I suggest addressing these things that I mentioned, the traumas and the different parts in your psyche, right? It's really important to bring awareness to that. Bring awareness to when you're feeling the resistance and the internal conflict. And then through this awareness, you can begin to resolve it, because awareness, presence, transmutes everything into itself. So you can take a deep breath, you can bring awareness to it. You can do, you know, there's all kinds of different strategies and techniques, and I highly recommend looking into all of them. There's so many things. I made a few suggestions here. I'm sure there's plenty more. You know, we have so much information and so many tools. There's no excuse not to get this part of our lives handled. There's no excuse, right? Yes, we live in a weird time, but like everything, this too shall pass. And there's no excuse. We can still connect. We can still come together as a tribe, as a human family. So we need to address this and work on this. It's so critically important. And this is my passion. This is my love. This is what I love to do. And it's so painful for me to not be able to connect with people freely. It hurts. This really hurts. Being in this collective society, in this collective human race that's so separate and disconnected, like, it viscerally hurts me. It hurts my body. You know, and that might sound kind of extreme, but that's just my subjective experience. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this, because I don't want to walk around society and be like, this fucking sucks. I want to navigate society and be like, this is awesome. You know, we're all one big family. We can all freely connect with each other and have fun. You know, and it's not this weird thing where everyone like feels all awkward and uncomfortable when we walk by people and we're like, oh, like in protection, like, oh God, this is unpleasant. I just want to go back to my home and be isolated and go on my computer and watch mindless entertainment, right? It's insane, man. Like, yeah, it's insane. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Yeah, it's so critical for us to come together, especially at this time. That's the only thing that's going to basically save the human species and the human race, is this willingness to master the art of relating, to improve the way in which we relate, improve our relationships, create more love in this world. Which, what is love? It's a coming together. It's a unifying energy. It's bringing people together. It's taking other people, other beings, as essentially one with you, as a part of you. It's this coming in energy, right? Taking it in, embracing, that unconditional embrace. What is fear? It's a pushing away. It's that protection. It's, oh God, need to avoid people, need to protect myself. Oh, you know, and it's this weird paranoid state of fear and anger and a pushing away. It's not healthy. It's just not healthy. So we need to come into the space of love and unity and coming together. And I will fight for this until my final breath. I'm committed to this journey. I would love for you guys to be with me on this journey. You know, as I said, clearly, we can't do this alone. Either together we rise or divided we fall. That is where the human race is at currently, right? And we can see all throughout history when we've really come together for a common good and a common cause, amazing things happen. Look at the American Revolution. Look what our forefathers fought for. And what's happening now, the things that our forefathers fought for, being stripped away. And I say, fuck that. Fuck that. We need to come together and stand up for the truth, stand up for our freedom, stand up for what our forefathers gave their lives for. And what do? We sit around complacently. We sit around all complacent in our little comfort zone like, okay, yes, master, I'll do whatever you say. I have no mind of my own. I stand for nothing. What the fuck? You know, like, what would our forefathers think if they could see this nation now? I think they would be deeply disturbed. So we need to fight for what they fought for and gave their lives for. And yes, it evolves over time, so we will take it to a whole nother level, and that's amazing, right? But those notions that were declared by our forefathers in the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that we all have the right to pursue happiness, to pursue our dreams, you know, and to create a beautiful society and a beautiful reality for everyone, that works for everyone, not just a few people, not just the lucky or the wealthy or the privileged, but for everyone, right? That's the vision. That's what they wanted. That's what I want. I think that's what every truly noble and good-hearted human being wants. And that is our duty and responsibility to create that. So we need to come together and create that. And I'm super fucking passionate about this. And I hope you can sense that and you can see that. And yeah, I'm committed to this journey. I'm committed to this path. I'd love to have you all with me on this. We will master the art of relating. We will master the art of relationships. We will make it normal. We will make it just a part of human life for people to come together and share themselves, share their truth, express themselves, develop beautiful, meaningful relationships, have fun together, create amazing things. That's what we're here to do. That's my mission, that's my dream. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, as always, live this life from a peak experience. This is Bodhi with Bodhi Tree Social. We'll talk soon. Much love, family.